Henry Jackson Jr. was born on December 12, 1912, in Columbus, Mississippi. When Henry Jr. was still young, his family moved to St. Louis, Missouri, as part of the Great Migration, where many African Americans left the rural South for cities in the Midwest and North. In St. Louis, Henry Jr. discovered boxing. He did well in school, graduating with honors from Vashon High School. Later, he changed his last name to Armstrong and became famous as a boxer. Henry Armstrong's journey in boxing began on July 28, 1931, with a tough start when Al Iavino knocked him out in 3 rounds. But he didn't give up. Later that year, he scored his first win by defeating Sammy Burns. In 1932, he moved to Los Angeles. In 1936, he was busy fighting in Los Angeles, Mexico City, and St. Louis, facing notable opponents like Richie Fontaine, Baby Arizmendi, former world champion Juan Zarita, and Mike Belwas. Early in his career, he sometimes fought under the name Melody Jackson. Then came 1937, a phenomenal year for Armstrong, as he won 27 fights in a row, with 26 of them by knockout. Aldo Spoldi was the only one to last all 10 rounds. His biggest moment came when he fought Petey Saron for the world featherweight title at Madison Square Garden. Armstrong knocked Saron out in 6 rounds, becoming the world featherweight champion. Henry Armstrong was also known as Hurricane Henry and Homicide Hank. He had an incredible year in 1938. He began with 7 knockout wins in a row, including one against future world champion Chalky Wright. Armstrong's 27 knockout wins in a row is one of the longest in boxing history. Later in 1938, Armstrong, still the featherweight champion, challenged Barney Ross for the welterweight title. Despite weighing less than Ross, Armstrong won by unanimous decision, becoming the world welterweight champion. He also defeated world lightweight champion Lou Ambers by split decision. This made Armstrong the first boxer ever to hold world championships in 3 different weight divisions at the same time. He then decided to leave the featherweight title vacant and focus on the other weight classes. For the next 2 years, Henry Armstrong focused on defending his welterweight title. He beat many challengers, including Seferino Garcia, a future world middleweight champion, and Bobby Pacho. Armstrong also defended his lightweight title in a rematch against Lou Ambers, but lost in a 15-round decision. After that, he went back to defending his welterweight title, winning 8 fights in a row. His last defense was a 9-round knockout victory over Puerto Rico's Pedro Montañez. Armstrong aimed to make history by winning titles in 4 different weight categories in a rematch with Garcia, who was the world middleweight champion. The fight ended in a 10-round draw, and Armstrong's dream of a 4th title was thwarted. Back in the welterweight division, Henry Armstrong defended his title 5 more times. His reign ended when Fritzy Zivik defeated him in a 15-round decision, making Zivik the new champion. Armstrong's 18 successful title defenses were the most in welterweight history. In 1945, Armstrong retired from boxing with an impressive record: 152 wins, 21 losses, and 9 draws, including 101 knockout victories. After retiring from boxing in 1946, Henry Armstrong briefly opened a nightclub in Harlem called the Melody Room, named after his first nickname. He then settled back in St. Louis, Missouri. Apart from attending various ceremonies and galas, he enjoyed a quiet retirement. Armstrong became a born-again Christian and an ordained Baptist minister. He also worked as a youth advocate, helping at the Herbert Hoover Boys Club and teaching young fighters how to box. Henry Armstrong passed away at the age of 75 on October 24, 1988, due to heart failure. He was taken from his bungalow in South Central Los Angeles to California Medical Center, where he died.